Today I'm going to walk you through a behind the scenes of the month of November 2024 so that you can see where I'm at with my goals, the lessons, the learnings, and everything in between so that you can skyrocket your business and generate incredible results in your life as well. So let's dive in. First, I'm going to start with a summary of the month of November, the highs, the lows, the events, and everything in between. And then I'm going to share with you my overall goals for 2024 and where I am at with those goals. So let's dive in. So November 2024 was an incredible month. I was completing 75 hard. So if you've listened to any of the previous episodes that we will link below, you will know that I have been doing a 75-day challenge. It's called 75 hard. If you Google it, it's a very well-known challenge. It's very intense. I did the original version a few years ago, and I have an episode on that as well, sharing my overall learnings from that. But this year I decided to do my own version of it because my intention wasn't to achieve something or just complete another challenge. It was actually to develop really healthy habits that are sustainable, and I don't believe that the habits a part of the original 75 hard are sustainable. For example, a gallon of water every single day for the rest of your life, doing an hour and a half of exercise every single day for the rest of your life, and sticking to a particular diet and so forth. So I wanted to tone it down a little bit back so it was really sustainable and something I could continue outside of the challenge. And we finished 75 hard on the 30th of November. So 75 days straight of doing 60 minutes of exercise every single day, no fried food or no processed sugar. I really wanted to do that so that I could learn that even when I'm traveling, even when I'm going out, I don't need to completely change my eating habits and my exercise habits and just go crazy, because we would go out to eat a lot when we travel a lot. So I wanted to teach myself that I can nourish my body, fill myself, satisfy myself even when I'm traveling and even when I'm out. Like I can consistently stick to a healthy lifestyle and drinking 3 liters of water a day instead of a gallon. There are other rules a part of 75 hard that I didn't do, like reading 10 pages a day. It just didn't feel meaningful or intentional to me. I'd rather read when I feel like reading, if that makes sense. But eating, hydration, exercise, those 3 areas are really important to me. So that is what I chose, and I did it. And I wasn't for 1 second afraid or nervous about whether I would reach it or not. I knew that I was going to complete it. And I might do a whole video on this alone, just sharing my learnings and how those learnings of 75 hard apply to business, because there is a lot of them. So I completed it with ease. Yes, there were hard moments, but that was expected. You know, I proved to myself that when I travel, I can consistently stick to my habits. And now we are past 75 hard and I'm still doing all of those daily tasks. Of course, I will have sugar again on this lifetime, and of course I will have fried food, but I no longer feel like the craving towards it or this need to have it or treat myself every time I travel, which is now often, right? So that was kind of my intentions for it, and it worked. I love the lifestyle, I love the habits, and now I really listen to my body and I know when I feel like a treat and when I don't. But that being said, despite having finished that, I also in November started a Parasite Cleanse. So about a week into November, I think we started a Parasite Cleanse, me and Geordie, because there's a chance that Geordie may have a parasite, and we learned about this very intense but powerful Parasite Cleanse from a good friend of mine, Rachel. And so we decided to do it, and I wanted to do it with Geordie because it would be a really big challenge to do that on your own. So I wanted to do it with him in support. And also I think a detox or a cleanse is healthy for anyone. Like the requirements of this Parasite Cleanse would be healthy for me regardless, and who knows, maybe I do have a parasite, but haven't found anything yet. But anyways, we started that cleanse, and that is a 30-day cleanse. So despite having been finished with 75 hard, I've not been able to treat myself or have sugar or have fried food or any of that stuff, because I'm now on this cleanse, and I'm on this cleanse for another 5 days, and then we are finished. And my goodness, has this Parasite Cleanse been way more difficult than 75 hard, because with 75 hard I could still have carbs and I could have like natural sugar, right? It was just processed sugar I wasn't having. Whereas with this Parasite Cleanse, you are not allowed carbs at all, and you are not allowed processed sugar or any form of sugar, because parasites thrive off sugar. So you actually need to remove sugar from your body entirely so that the parasites can die or hopefully die. And you also have to take like certain tablets and binders and have colonics and all of the things that I won't bore you with. But because of that, that has really consumed a lot of the month of November. I'm not gonna lie, it was really, really tough, but now it's very much a habit. We've got a few days left to go, and I do love it now. It is still difficult at times when you leave the house and you go out with friends and you can't have majority of what is on the menu and so forth, but again, we're used to it now. It's taught us a lot about ourselves, hunger cues, cravings, being organized, all of the things, and for the most part, it's genuinely sustainable at this point. It's just boring and it's not enjoyable. Very, very boring, but I do feel good and I look great, and I'll get onto that shortly when I come around to my health goal and what's happened as a result of doing both 75 hard and this Parasite Cleanse. So that consumed a lot of November, I'm not gonna lie. I also celebrated 5 years in business in November. So on the 17th of November, I celebrated my 5-year anniversary of starting my coaching business, and I chose this day because this is the day that I announced on Facebook for the first time publicly that I was starting a coaching business. So that is my start date, and it's been a wild ride. We've made, you know, millions of dollars in sales, and I love my life. I love the business I've created, and I'm just so proud of myself. I've got an incredible team, and I've built this beautiful freedom-based lifestyle, and I want everyone to experience that. So I got to celebrate that, which was really cool. I also traveled home to Adelaide for a few days, stayed with one of my best friends, and had so much fun. I flew back there with Geordie because we had a wedding to attend, which was really, really lovely to just celebrate love, have fun with friends, do all of the things. It's been great. I also ran a free workshop in the month of November, which was so much fun. I did a topic on the mindset that made me $1 million in 2024, and everyone really loved it, and we've been getting some really great results and feedback from that workshop. I also invested in a podcast course, which has been so much fun. So I've been learning a lot about YouTube and about the podcast and how those two intertwine together. So stay tuned for some incredible upgrades on my YouTube channel, and my quality of the videos and the content and everything I'm going to be sharing over the next months is just going to skyrocket, because I'm learning so much right now that I'm excited to implement and already have started implementing. Like, I am filming this episode on my high quality camera and using different gear as well. So we're already on a start there, but I know that I'm going to make massive progress over the next couple of months as we integrate everything that I'm learning right now. And I'm also equally excited to then share these results and what I've been doing to all of my clients so that they can do the same. So that's a little bit about what's been happening there. I also have lost a lot of weight in the last month as a result of doing this Parasite Cleanse and 75 hard. I booked my quarterly weekend trip with Geordie that we're going to be doing in a couple of weeks' time in the month of December, which is very exciting. And also I ran a quarterly virtual weekend retreat for my clients on the last day of November and the first day of December. So just yesterday we finished this, and that was so much fun. And then I also invested $10,000 in shares. So I've just shared a big summary of the month of November, and within that I shared a lot of the things that I did towards my goals. So for those of you that don't know, I've been recording an episode every single month for every month of the year, and in it I've shared my progress for my goals. Now, the goals that I set for 2024 was to earn 600K cash, to weigh 65 kilos, to book a quarterly weekend trip with Geordie every quarter and a week away trip, and invest 100K in shares. Now, we've got some major progress with all of these goals this month for you. So first of all, we have completed the 100K in shares. We've invested well and beyond that, and now I just continue to invest $10,000 every month minimum, which is amazing. So that's tick and done. I booked our final trip that I'm doing with Geordie for in 2 weeks' time. So once we've gone on that entire goal is also complete. Again, I did touch on this in the last episode for the review of October, but it feels a bit silly having set some of these goals because they are actually just rituals that I do. Like, this is just something I've done with Geordie every year in our relationship. Investing in shares is just something I do every month regardless. So in hindsight, I kind of wish I didn't set them as goals because it's caused a bit of a distraction from the really, really big goals, because these things are just our standards and what we do in my standards. So, you know, I'm going to share it, and I've been sharing it every month because I wanted to follow through with the goals that I set at the start of the year. But next year I'll definitely be just setting 2 goals like my normal recommendations are. For some reason I just did something different this year, but that's okay. So we've completed the 100k shares goal. We, as of in 2 weeks time, will have completed the weekend getaways with Geordie and the week away. So we've done all that, which leaves us to 3 remaining goals. So that first goal is to generate a 600k in cash. Now we are about 150k away from that. We are projected to do another 50k for the month of December, given everything goes to plan. And so that will bring us to 500k. So we will be 100k short from the goal. And you know, I'm so proud of myself for building a $500,000 business, if I'm being completely honest. Like, that is just something I am so beyond proud of. So to be honest, whilst, you know, I didn't reach my goal, I got freaking close, increased my revenue significantly from the previous year. And I now can say that I run a business that literally generates over $500,000 a year. That is something I'm so proud of. We've actually generated over $1 million in sales, but because my program Scale School is a 12-month commitment, a lot of the investment is seeping into 2025, of course. So we're not counting that as the cash collected for the year of 2024. So yeah, we will probably get to 500k, and I'm really, really freaking proud of that. But I'm still going to keep shooting for the moon, of course. As for weighing 65 kilos, I made massive progress here. So in last month's episode, I shared with you that I was sitting at 76.5 kilos, and I have lost over 4 kilos in the last 30 days, mostly because of this Parasite Cleanse. So I now weigh 72.4 kilos to be specific. And I'm so proud of that and happy with that, because I've never tracked calories. I haven't done that, and I'm not burning myself out working out twice a day or anything like that. Like, most days I just go for a walk, or I do a Pilates class, or I do both, but it's usually quite gentle. And I eat, you know, everything I need to eat until I'm full and satisfied and all of the things. I do really look after my body, and this cleanse has taken it to the absolute next level. But yes, because of that cleanse of not being able to have any sugar or carbs at all, I've been very restricted in the amount of foods I can even eat, making it very difficult to put on weight. So I've been losing a lot of weight. So 4.1 kilos in a month is something I'm so proud of. So I've made a lot of progress towards that. My goal really is to get to 70 kilos by the end of the year. So it'll be 5 kilos off my original goal. But honestly, by looking at my body now and how I feel, I'm so proud of that. And I love the way that I look, that it's not feeling desirable or necessary to weigh 65 kilos. I'm not saying, you know, I don't want to lose anything more than like the 70 kilo mark, but I just will reiterate, like, I'll look at how I feel and all of the things from there and go from there. But if I can get to 70 kilos by the end of the year, I definitely, you know, there's definitely capacity to lose, you know, 2.5 kilos. I will be super, super happy, but I'm so proud of the progress I've made, and yeah, feeling really great and energized. So I'm super proud of that goal. And then the third and the last goal that I set at the beginning of the year was to have 30k downloads on my podcast. Now, we are definitely not there yet. We're not quite there yet, but I finally actually took action towards this goal. So for most of the episodes this year, I've said I didn't really do anything towards the podcast goal, and I've sort of said that all year, and I really got sick of that. So I decided to invest in a program that specifically specializes in podcast growth. So because I only made that investment last week, I've been doubling down on that, making some changes, and now I'm really, really excited about the growth of my podcast and my business overall as a result. So stay tuned on that one, but I'm really proud of myself for finally doing something about that goal. It's just out of all of those goals, that was not the biggest priority. That felt like more of a byproduct of, reaching towards that 600K cash goal. So in summary, we are 100K cash almost away from reaching that goal. I'm about 7 kilos away from my weight goal, and I have pretty much completed my holiday goal with Geordie because we have locked that in. I'm about, I have no idea actually, I think I'm about 12,000 downloads away from reaching the podcast goal, and we've completed the 100K in shares goal. So we've made massive progress this month, which I'm really, really proud about. And now I'm super excited for December to see which of these goals we can tick off or get really freaking close to. So all in all, this is probably the best I've felt in regards to my goals. I felt more confident and more clear, and the most progress we've had towards all of them. I won't lie, I set some really big goals. Like, these have been big goals, It was obviously at 0 for the year financially at the start of the year. In terms of my weight, I was sitting at the 80 kilo mark. So to have, lost, almost 10 kilos without tracking calories, without ever saying no to a date night or a night out or anything like that, and listening to my body and having fun along the way and doing so sustainably is something I'm incredibly proud of. To go away on all of these amazing trips with Geordie is something I'm really grateful for, that we get that quality time and connection time, because we're both busy business owners, and to have made some massive progress just now with my podcast and the direction that's going, and having a greater understanding of how to really scale that, and having invested over $100,000 in shares, in fact a lot more than that this year. Like, I can just sit here and say, like, I'm so proud of it with those results alone, let alone the fact that we have a whole month left of the year, which I'm super excited about. So that is the update on all of my goals for the year. I really hoped you enjoyed this transparent episode of where I'm at with my goals, how I'm feeling with them, and I hope that this inspires you to really look at the data, the information, how you're sitting with your goals, and capitalizing on this last month of the year and all the things, because that is so important. So I hope it's inspired you to do that. If you've loved this episode, please make sure you are subscribed so that you stay tuned for the future episodes. And if you have any recommendations, do let me know. But I love you. I'll speak to you next week. If you thoroughly enjoyed this episode, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could take a moment to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. Your support fuels our mission to bring you even more valuable content each week. It truly means the world to me. My promise to you is that if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, then I'll continue making incredible episodes every week that help you to grow and scale your coaching business. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode.